I've spent years helping people eat healthier and live healthier, and this is something that I've noticed. Almost everyone is searching for the perfect morning routine, the perfect detox, the thing that will fix everything, and oftentimes we're overlooking the simplest, easiest fix. The truth is that these simple habits, they're not exciting, they're not wrapped up in a pretty bow. They're pretty basic, and we often overlook them, but they make such a big difference. I'm a public health nutritionist with degrees in nutrition and public health, and I've spent 10 years helping people learn to live healthier, longer, more fulfilling lives where they prioritize wellness and their good health and good nutrition. Here's the funny thing, even with all of this knowledge and all of this information, my life gets busy too, and my habits start to slip. I'm also just a regular person who's trying to make healthy habits, good choices in a world and an environment that doesn't always make this easy. And the thing is that most of us, we know this stuff, but knowing and doing are two different things, and sometimes we just need a gentle reminder or a very firm push to get us going. Over the past few months, I have been working more. I have been juggling more things, and life truly has just been lifing. And then things start to slip, and that's okay, because today we're going to be talking about some healthy habits that I use to get me back on track. These are the healthy habits that I try to prioritize as well. So instead of chasing some new challenge, the next best thing, I'm literally going back to the basics. I'm doing a hard reset or a soft reset. And if you are in need of a reset too, I hope this helps. As a nutritionist, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is eating a healthier diet. We want to prioritize a nutrient-dense diet that is low in what we call the nutrients of concern. So unhealthy fats, sugars, salt, we want to have a diet that's lower in those. When it comes to our diet and eating well, we're either going to pay with time, we're going to pay with our money, or we're going to pay with our health. And there are only two of those things that I am personally willing to pay with. My main recommendations when it comes to eating a healthy diet are to focus on your whole foods. We want to build our plates, build our diets on top of a variety of locally available fruits and vegetables. After that, we want to add our lean meats or plant-based sources of protein, and also complex carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, provision, edible yam, dashi, and we can do our oats, brown rice, quinoa if we want to do that. Our lentils as well, which would be our legumes, our beans. We want to prioritize a diet that is rich in whole foods, that's nutrient dense, that has the healthy fats, the protein, the complex carbohydrates, our fruits and our veggies. We want to start there. So whenever you are having a meal, you want to think, how can I make this meal more nutrient dense? It may mean adding some nuts or some seeds to your porridge if you're making porridge. It may mean adding a quick side salad. Or if you can't add a side salad, cutting up some cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce. If you just have one of those, adding that to your main meal. Your meals don't have to be perfect, but we do need to try to be more consistent with maximizing the nutrients that we consume. This next one is where a lot of persons fall short. Usually I'm good here because I am a yard fowl. From the time it starts to get dark, I'm ready to go to sleep, but we need to prioritize getting enough good sleep. So that's going to be a minimum of 6 to 9 hours each night. And I know for a lot of people, we think that that just can't happen, but we can aim for 6. So personally, if I'm not sleeping at least 6 hours each night, I don't feel good. And you can try to nap during the day, but it just does not make up for that high quality sleep at night where your body is able to rest and reset and repair. So I want you to prioritize that. Currently getting like 4 hours sleep, you can try to work towards 6, but really try not to get under that. Ideally 7-8 hours is what we want to aim towards. And we want to ensure that that sleep is high quality, it's not broken. So you don't have the TV or the radio playing in the background. You're not waking up and looking at your phone. You can also try to have a good nighttime routine. So Like me, you try not to fall asleep on the couch and then wake up at 12 a.m. and have to brush your teeth and stagger into the bedroom. What you want to try to do, have that wind down routine. So you reset your house, you tidy things up, you make yourself a nice cup of tea, you get into your bed, you dim the lights, you read for a little bit, you sip your tea, and then you go to bed. So as adults, I think it is time for us to start having a set bedtime, and maybe for the hour before that, we wind down. The next tip is to exercise regularly. Yes, I know. And I'm talking to myself as well because we hear it so often, but what does that actually mean? So we want to do some strength training or some resistance training, cardio, and also some flexibility. When it comes to moderate exercise, we want to have at least 2.5 hours each week. You can split that up, maybe have 30 minutes 5 days a week. We also want to have some strength training where we're building our muscle mass. And I have to tell myself this as well, because as we get older, our muscle mass, our lean body mass, that decreases. We want to ensure that we're actively working on maintaining our muscles. So that could look like going to the gym and using some heavier weights. It could also look like using your own body weight and using that to help ensure that you're maintaining your muscle mass as you get older. Do that 2 to 3 times per week, and you want to incorporate it with your cardio. Speaking about getting older, we also want to ensure that we are engaging in flexibility exercises. So basically, we're stretching. You want to have the strength training or resistance, the cardio, and the flexibility. We shouldn't have one without the other. So you want to ensure that you're doing all 3. I think the biggest thing with exercise is ensuring that you're doing something that you love and something that you enjoy, because we need it to be consistent. So if it's walking, if it's going to the gym, if it's snorkeling, you want to ensure that you're doing that and it's something that you're doing regularly. You don't want to start off hot on day 1, and then by day 3 or 4 you're tapering off. You want to be very consistent with the exercise that you're doing, and just a simple 30-minute walk, it can literally change the way your body moves and functions throughout the rest of the day. A lot of persons have a big challenge with this next one, and that is cutting down on your sugary drinks and on your sweet drinks. And yes, fruit juice, even 100% fruit juice, that counts as a sugary drink or a sweet drink because it has free sugar in it. So it may have some vitamins and minerals, but the main nutrient in there is going to be your carbohydrates. It's going to be your sugars. A much better choice is going to be to just have that whole fruit and save the sweet drinks for occasional use, or save the fruit drinks for occasional use. Instead, we can use alternatives. We're in the Caribbean. You can have coconut water, infused water, where you put your bits of fruits, even cucumbers, into your water and flavor it in that way. We can do carbonated water as well. So what I personally do is I buy fruit juice, yes, but then I also buy carbonated water or sparkling water, and I'll have a big glass of that with just a splash of the fruit juice. So you get the refreshing zinginess of the carbonated water and the flavor of the fruit juice as well, without all of the sugar that comes if you were just having the plain fruit juice. Our next tip is one that I personally struggle with if I'm not being very intentional and mindful, and that is ensuring that you're drinking enough water. I don't have a very strong thirst sensation, so if I'm not paying attention, I can go the entire day without consuming water. There are a few quick tips that you can do. So usually when I'm recommending water intake to persons, I would tell them to drink a milliliter of water for each calorie that they're consuming. So if your recommended calorie intake is 2,000 calories per day, then you would want to consume 2 liters of water per day, or 2,000 milliliters of water per day. And you want to have this throughout the day. Sip on it. When we don't drink enough water, not only does it affect a variety of other different bodily functions, including digestion, but it can also cause you to feel very tired and have difficulty sleeping if you're not consuming enough water throughout the day. Also, if at night you start drinking more water in the evening hours, it can cause you to get up more frequently to use the bathroom, which disturbs your sleep. So we want to spread our water intake throughout the day. Doesn't matter whether it is warm, as in room temperature, or cool, however you enjoy drinking it, however you're going to maximize your water intake, that's what you want to do. You can't improve what you don't measure. So we need to ensure that we're keeping up with our regular checkups, our routine doctor's visits, dental visits, and when life gets busy, it can be easy to keep pushing those off, but we need to know what our blood pressures are, our blood sugars, our blood cholesterol. We need to pay attention to those tests. It can be very easy as well for a year or two to go by and you haven't visited your doctor and gone in and done your full medical checkup with all of your full blood work. So we want to pay attention to that. If you haven't had your checkup for the year and it's due, this is your sign to go and book it. Even if you feel good, you feel well, things could be happening in the background and you're not aware of it. So once you know, you can respond to what's happening. This is probably the habit that I struggle with the most, and it is managing your stress. We want to manage our stress. We could do this through prayer, meditation, mindfulness, journaling, whatever works for you. And a lot of the other habits that we've spoken about, and one that we'll talk about in a minute, these can help us in terms of managing your stress. And if you need that additional help, you can talk with your friends, your family member, or you can seek professional help, and there's nothing wrong with that. We want to take care of our bodies, but also prioritize our mental well-being. A bonus tip for the girls: track your cycle. We want to know what's going on in terms of our reproductive health, and tracking your menstrual cycle can help you do that. You can use an app, you can use a calendar, you can just use your phone. But when we go to those checkups that we spoke about before, this data is going to provide information that your doctor can use to help guide their treatment plans just in case something is going on. It can also help you figure out how best to care for yourself. You're able to track your moods, your symptoms, all of that. This last one might surprise you. In a world that's so focused on productivity, we often forget to do the things that make us feel good and make us feel happy. We forget that hobbies aren't a waste of time. They are in fact good for our mental and our physical health. I want to encourage you to find hobbies that you enjoy. You can think about what you enjoy doing during school or as a child and get back into that. So for me, it is looking at cooking and baking, not as a chore, but as a hobby, something that I can explore. Right now, I'm trying my hand at making sourdough bread, starting from the sourdough starter, and it has not been going well, but it's just so interesting to engage in it anyway. Snorkeling is something that I've been enjoying, gardening, puzzles. I want to get another 1,000 piece puzzle to do, and this sort of stuff just makes you feel so good, and it gives you something to look forward to outside of work and all of the other stressful daily activities that we engage in. For me, I'm actually making a list of hobbies that I want to either get back to, I want to restart, or I want to try for the first time. These habits that we've discussed, they're not anything groundbreaking or new. They're the simple, basic habits that lay the foundation for good health and well-being. And oftentimes we drop the ball and we let these fall along the way. Out of all of these habits that we've just talked about, I want you to choose one, just the one that you think you'd like to try this week. The one habit that I am personally going to be working on this week is going to be exercise. I have really let this one fall. I've let it drop. If there are any basic, simple, routine habits that I may have missed, but that work really well for you, please share below in the comments as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more about healthy, intentional living in the Caribbean, please like and subscribe for more. Oh, before you go, remember, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to wait until you're perfect to start. Choose one healthy habit and use that as the foundation for building your next one.